Alcorn, Mia McAfee, a 5'9" sophomore guard, joined the starting lineup by Curtis Clark, a 5'8" senior, Kayla Obalio, a 5'2" sophomore, Diamond Hall, a 5'10" junior, out there as well. For head coach Nathaniel Kilbert, longtime head coach in college basketball, 18 seasons in total, but his first at Alcorn. The opening tap is controlled by the Privateers, and we got there, we're underway. And the Privateers will face off against what looks like a matchup zone 2-3 variety from the Braves. Right wing Thomas will try to feed the post down low to Cordes, and it's lost and stolen away by the Braves. Down the floor is Clark to set up the offense against man-to-man Privateer half-court defense. Here's McAfee passing left wing back to Clark. Clark with a screen from Mitchell, drives to the middle of the lane and gets it to go in off the rim. Couple of bounces and down for the first points of the contest. Now UNO facing a trapping pressure look and handling it well. Here's Deck in the front court. One of the defenders falls down, Obalia, but it doesn't do any good to stop UNO. And now down low, a foul is called on the shot off the glass by Cordes, and she'll go to the stripe, giving the freshman an opportunity to make her fourth start of the year and try to get off on the right foot. And Cordes going to the foul line for the first time in her collegiate career. Was a do-everything post player for her high school, Manhattan High, last year. She makes the first free throw. Led her team scoring, rebounding, and block shots. High field goal percentage. You were a traditional low post player and looked very good at the line on those two shots to tie it at 2. Now UNO turnabout is fair play, showing a 1-2-2 three-quarter court trap. And Alcorn gets it across the timeline with relative ease. McAfee passing to the post player Mitchell, passed it back out, and now Alcorn will reset with more than half the shot clock gone. Right wing, holding, looking is Clark. Clark puts it on the floor, coming back towards the center of the court. Now in the hands of McAfee, who drives, leaves her feet, passes to the corner, and out of bounds, standing on the sideline and turning it over is Obolo. 2-2 early action at the lakefront as UNO will work it in front of their bench on the sideline. So both teams looking to trap early on. But Deck passing ahead to Duncan, telling a little too far, and it does indeed create a turnover for the Privateers. As Deck, I think, got in too much of a hurry there, trying to pass over the top of a Brave defender. Walking it across the timeline is Obello. Now passing it off to Clark. Clark near half court. Deck applying pressure on her. Will pass it off right side. McAfee for 3. Actually make it a long 2, a foot on the line. But the jumper, nothing but bottom. Alcorn back on top, 4-2. And they are pressing and forcing the issue against UNO early. Now a bad pass by Duncantel, stolen away at the timeline. Banked off the glass and in by Curtis Clark. She stole it, she scored it. And the press causing problems early. Now another deflection. Fight for the ball in the corner. And the officials aren't sure. Look at each other and will point the way of Alcorn. UNO not handling the pressure well in the opening stages of this game. Diamond Hall creating the turnover for the Braves. And that'll lead to some substitutions, some changing of the guards, if you will, as the Privateers will bring in, along with one guard change, Aaron Randall, junior 6'1" forward. Also out there for the first time, sophomore Mary Delgado. Deflection, Anna Ellis also out there for New Orleans, a 5'8" freshman. So a new look after a slow start from the first 5 out there for UNO. 7:42 and counting, and now a steal by Deck. Deck with a step ahead will brick the layup, but a follow and a fumble by Cordes. She's able to get it back, couldn't get the shot up there. Now Deck recovers the loose ball, and UNO will have it. So the Privateers create a turnover, but couldn't cash in transition, and now an injured Privateer, Cordes, away from the play on the baseline. is down on all fours and clearly hurting. Not sure what happened. She was down low, fighting for the ball, trying for a putback. Eventually went out of the paint into that corner to Deck. UNO reset the offense, and Cordes now down and favoring, it looks like, her right leg. So you hope this isn't anything serious, maybe a twisted ankle stepping on another player. It's usually what it is in cases like this. If it's an ankle, indeed. We're just guessing at this point. 7:25 to go in the opening half, or opening quarter of the first half. 6-2, Alcorn out early. So Alcorn in a situation where, you know, they haven't played many games, but they weren't going to come in passive, trapping early. Cordes will be helped to the Privateer bench, and hopefully she's okay. And UNO will go ahead with Cooper and Randall as the forwards. Deck, Delgado, and Ellis will be the guards. Into the hands of the Palm Coast, Florida native Ellis, now right side Delgado. Top of the key between the circles with a touch of it was Deck. Deck has it back, right side, now kicks to the corner. One to shoot, UNO will not get a shot off. At no point did they recognize the issue with the shot clock. So that's young players, too, when you look at it on the floor. A couple of sophomores and a freshman at the guard spots. Lesson learned, you hope. Now UNO will trap, and passing out of it, the Braves with Clark looking to attack. Runners off the glass, doesn't hit any rim. Rebound, Privateers and Randall. Sloppy start early, turnovers on both ends as both teams applying a lot of defensive pressure. UNO down 4. A feed to the post for Cooper. It's fumbled because she was hit in the back and fouled on the catch. And the whistle will go against Deja Mitchell. First foul for the 6-footer. Second team foul. Both fouls in the game so far on Alcorn. Working it in, UNO on the baseline, Delgado. Looking to lob it out top and does to Randall. Now Delgado gets it back in the right corner and will dribble out for some space to work with. Gets a screen from Randall, has room, doesn't shoot, instead passes to Deck, who will, and it's short off the front of the rim. Loose ball to Alcorn. Now a breakout, throw down the floor. Obelos, a shot blocked. Great hustle by Delgado as the ball goes out of bounds off the basket support. Really good job of reacting there to save the bucket by Mary Delgado. The energy is there for the Privateers, just not executing early. Clark, slap of the ball inbound, and a quick jumper inside the arc left corner is no good. Missed by Hall. Privateers clear it. The board to Cooper, and now Delgado across the timeline. Perimeter left Deck. Up top, Delgado thought about shooting, but didn't have the space for it. Now Delgado drives from the right wing and misses the runner across the lane on the glass. A lot of English on it, wouldn't drop for it. Privateers shooting. There's a struggle early, but trailing just 6-2. Now left elbow jumper, a line drive up and in for Mitchell. And nobody anywhere near. Easy to turn and shoot and score, and the Privateers will have to call a timeout here with 5:56 to go in the first quarter. Trailing 8-2. Good start for the Braves on the road. Privateers need to react. We'll see if they do when we come back on the Privateers Sports Network.
Can you taste that? It's the deliciously delicious deliciousness of deliciously delicious Coke. Zero sugar deliciousness. Not only is it delicious, but it's also delicious. Coke. Zero sugar.
Holiday Hotline, how may I help you?
I'm in a jam. I waited too late to pick up a holiday gift for my boss. Any advice?
Why, certainly, sir. Holiday scratch-offs from the lottery.
Great idea. Thanks.
Holiday Hotline, how may I help you?
I'm looking for a special gift for my ladies. You dig?
Doug, might I suggest holiday scratch-off from the lottery? Your ladies will love them.
Thanks, baby.
It's the holiday scratch-offs, holiday gifts, snowball bucks, and stocking stuffer. Win up to $100,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Privateers have yet to hit from the floor. Just 2 free throws so far, and trailing Alcorn 8-2. The Braves 4 of 7 shooting early in the contest. Curtis Clark with 4 of the 8 points for the visitors from the SWAC. I want to remind you that the Privateers men's and women's teams don't play at home again, barring an added game. We don't know what's going to happen there, but both programs apparently trying, until January the 9th, a doubleheader to be precise, on a Saturday, and it will be My Oshner Saturday, which means if you have the My Oshner app, you show it at the ticket office, you get 2 free tickets to the ballgame. Pretty good deal. Free is always a good deal. Privateers break the trap and now will set up in the front court. Ellis directing traffic verbally, now will pass it off to Delgado. Right wing, plenty of space to shoot a 3, and then she had a toe on the line too, but it was nothing but net, and the Privateers finally break the seal from the field. To draw within 4, now a trap, but passed out of it well, and McAfee has her shot deflected down low and into the hands of Mia Deck. Privateers getting hands-on shots in the paint early. Now Deck didn't realize the defender, McAfee, was coming from behind. UNO very lucky to retain possession on the loose ball. Now Ellis, jumper inside the arc left side, won't go for it. Rebound, Alcorn. Lob up ahead, a chance for Clark to pull up for a mid-range jumper, and she drills about a 16-footer. 10-4 Braves, and that is what they're looking for. They're going to have trouble scoring in the lane against the Privateers, so they want transition opportunities, and they've cashed in on them early. Against the zone, the Privateers whip it around the arc, near side Deck. Now a touch for Cooper, who drives baseline. Tried to pass to the opposite block, and it's deflected out of bounds, intended for Delgado. Looked like Mitchell got a hand on it. Treya Bruce makes her appearance for UNO. Yet another shooter out there against the zone, as Ellis will sit. Although Ellis came in making 40% of her threes. So the Privateers do have options there, but Bruce, probably your best zone buster if she's on early. Looking for it in the corner, instead of pass intended inside for Randall is stolen, and the Privateers foul to boot. Randall, the culprit. And that's just forcing a pass that wasn't there. Sometimes you just have to get the ball inbounds and run your offense. This is what you worried about, a sloppy start for New Orleans, but Alcorn is playing well. Let's give them plenty of credit. UNO will trap full court. Inbounds into the hands of Kaylin Watkins. Alcorn handles the pressure. A lob ahead to Mitchell. Near steal by Randall, but she didn't get it, and that's an easy layup for Mitchell off the glass. Mitchell with 2 buckets has 4. Now the Privateers turn it over at half court. Delgado had it stripped away. Clark picked it up, and now Alcorn, with Obello running the point, will go high post right and pass to the opposite side for an open jumper that Watkins couldn't hit. Rebound, New Orleans. Looking to attack Delgado. Hesitates and then busts into the lane and banks it in. Really nice job by Mary. Made it look like she was going to pull out for just a moment. Now Mary with a chance for a steal, a lob at half court. Almost losing it out of bounds, Clark, but she's able to save it back to the center of the floor. 12-6, Alcorn. 3:40 mark first half. Mitchell at the high post left will drive right down the middle of the lane and get the roll and score it. Turned with the right hand on the bounce and put it in. 6 points apiece for her along with Clark. 14-6, Braves, biggest lead of 8. Bruce left wing. Now for a baseline jumper that goes all the way around the world, spins out on Cooper, rebound Braves. On the sideline, under pressure and keeping control of it is Obello. Now she'll come near the Privateer half-court logo and deal with the pressure from Deck. Gets a screen from Mitchell left side into the corner. Not a chance to shoot for Clark. Feed to the post. Mitchell bobbled it and passed it back out. Now on the dribble, Hall will hit a step back three. Oh my. And another timeout needed. Or actually, it might be Alcorn here calling the timeout. A 30-second timeout. I don't know why, with the way things are going for the Braves. They have a double-digit lead at 17-6 with 2:45 to go in the first quarter. This is similar to what UNO did in their last game here at Lakefront Arena, jumping on South Alabama. Turnabout is fair play, and the Privateers are being challenged early on. And it's no surprise that they're seeing zone here, so a chance to adjust over time. Open jumpers will be there. Can you shoot them out of the zone? That's the question. But turnover is also an issue against the Alcorn press. Just trying to rush matters a little bit. One benefit of this, assuming Alcorn will continue the pressure in the backcourt, calling timeout, is they can set it up again. Not a chance for UNO for a quick inbound. Try to keep the pressure on. Leading by 11 over UNO at this point. Delgado will work it in. Bruce and now Kyla Davis, a 5'9" freshman guard from Fort Worth, Texas, will bring it across the timeline as the pressure was light that time. Back to Delgado. Top of the arc to Davis. Thought about shooting now. She will, and it spins out. Nice look, nice rotation. Wouldn't drop. Another board for the Braves. Up top, between the rings, Quintasia Leatherwood, who looks for the handoff, doesn't get it, from Jameisha Bernard. Now in the hands of Leatherwood to Bernard, double teamed on the mid-post left. Back out to Leatherwood. Down low again to Bernard, and the shot is blocked. Here comes UNO. They'll slow it up as the numbers weren't there. DeAndre Thomas on the floor. And dribbles around the screen that doesn't help her. Passes it off. Skip pass cross court. Delgado. Now a chance to shoot it up and rattle it home that time. Kyla Davis drills the three. And you've got to shoot them out of the zone. Those wing jumpers will be there. 17-9 Alcorn. They handle the pressure. And once again set up in the half court. Leatherwood right side. Floater baseline. Hits the side of the rim. No good by Watkins. And the loose ball goes out of bounds down low. Last touch by the Privateers. Fast pace to this game as Asia Wheeler will replace Kayla Obello for Alcorn. Wheeler to trigger on the baseline right. Slap of the basketball. And it will go off of the fingertips and out of bounds on the sideline of Leatherwood. So UNO forcing some turnovers as well, but haven't really had too many chances to try to cash in on them. Cooper to work it in. This time, Alcorn will decide not to press with UNO working it in at half court. They'll just wait in that zone. And again, 2-3 look in the half court throughout so far. 125 and counting, 17-9. Alcorn now a sloppy pass by Delgado, and very fortunate that Watkins stepped on the sideline. Or it would have been one-on-one down the floor. Another transition shot for the Braves. Just not focused at times with the passing for UNO in the first quarter. Here is Delgado. Keeps her bounce. Now a no-look pass, and errant at that, stolen away by the Braves and Wheeler. Now it's on the floor in the backcourt, and Wheeler able to recover. Passes ahead. And now a chance for a baseline jumper. That's an air ball that goes in the hands of Leatherwood on the miss by Wheeler. Leatherwood feeds the post. Not looking to attack, now going across the lane. Shoots with the left hand and is fouled. In the end, a nice job by Mitchell getting one-on-one in the paint to get herself to the line. Cooper called for her first personal. Just the second team foul of the quarter on UNO with 55.1 to go. And a pair of foul shots coming from Bernard. First one up and in. Bernard only has appeared in one game and taken one shot from the floor before this. but been aggressive early today, making her first foul shot of the season. The 6-footer hits the second, and the senior puts the Braves up by 9. They've doubled up the Privateers so far. Jada Duncantel back in for New Orleans as Bruce sits. She's the type who can be a one-woman press breaker, but you need to pass better through this. And the Privateers passing well. 3 guards in the backcourt so far. Still time to get it across, and Duncantel will try to do so on the dribble under pressure from Leatherwood. Near side Duncantel looking to cut through the defense and is fouled from behind in the lane. Was passing it off. Not a shooting foul, but that's what Duncantel brings to the table against pressure. Can really break a team down. Watkins called for the foul. Her first, team foul number 3 on Alcorn. Baseline inbounds for Duncantel. A touch for Randall, now back out top. Davis and Delgado, no off the screen Davis. Davis, lefty dribble, passes it, nearly stolen again by Leatherwood. Davis recovers, she lobs it up. Tough catch from Thomas out top. She'll go right of the lane, force up a runner, won't go, and the Privateers are discombobulated. Foul on Randall, the loose ball foul over the back. 19-9 Alcorn, and it's really been a tough start continuity-wise. The Privateers not reacting to the helter-skelter pressure they've seen so far. Shot clock off, so a chance to finish the quarter with a double-digit lead and more. As the Braves will hold it up top, pass around the arc, but DeAndre Thomas strips clean Bernard, and the foul is called on the Braves. So Bernard just standing at the top of the arc, didn't protect the basketball, and DeAndre Thomas, the most dangerous Privateer defender, gives UNO a chance to get this down to single digits in the final seconds. Duncantel across the timeline with 5 seconds to go. Pass to Thomas, and she's fouled from behind by Mitchell. Or correction, that's Bernard with 2 quick fouls in just a matter of 10 seconds. And as a result, she will come out of the game. Bria Broughton, a 6'2 junior out of Monroe and Ouachita High, will come in. And that being the 5th team foul will give the Privateers an opportunity to shoot 2 with 3.2 seconds to go. DeAndre, 75% from the line on the year, hits the first. One more to come. And not able to get the roll. Alcorn with the rebound, and they won't do anything but let the clock run out on what's been a great first quarter for them, looking for their first win of the season. They brought it to the Privateers in the first 10 minutes and lead 19-10 as we take a timeout here on the Privateers Sports Network.
At Auctioner, we are relentless about delivering the highest level of specialized care in the Gulf South. This is why we transformed our Elmwood location into an innovative and patient-centered institute. This new center offers comprehensive orthopedic services under one roof, performing robotic surgery, same-day total joint surgery, and game-changing sports medicine treatments. Auctioner Hospital for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, now open in Elmwood. Visit auctioner.org/Elmwood to learn more.
In 2020, we made the decision to rename the Privateer Club the Privateer Scholarship Fund. The primary reason is simple. We want our current donors, potential donors, and the greater New Orleans community to know exactly where their support is going to fund the scholarships of our Privateer student athletes, including our plans to add and fund future athletic programs. Participating in the Privateer Scholarship Fund will include some exclusive benefits. To learn more about the Privateer Scholarship Fund, visit UNOprivateers.com. A rough first quarter for New Orleans, trailing 19-9. Alcorn was 8 of 15 from the field, and they had 7 steals as UNO turned it over 10 times and just went 3 of 11 overall from the floor, 1 of 3 from deep, with Davis hitting 1 long ball. And again, plenty of time to right the ship, but a really good start for the Braves. Curtis and Mitchell with 6 points apiece to lead the scoring so far. And on top of everything else that didn't go well in the first quarter, Xana Cordes, the 6'3 freshman, left the game injured. We see her behind the bench after the UNO huddle during the timeout. And she appears to be okay, maybe favoring the lower leg a little bit, though. Alcorn had the ball first to start the quarter. Duncantel applying ball pressure on Leatherwood. She'll pass it off to Wheeler. Now around the arc it goes, right side looking to drive Watkins. Down low, called for the offensive foul. Charge right into DeAndre Thomas.
Offensive timeout line number 4.
D doing a really good job sliding over, as we've seen her do throughout her privateer career. Had a season-high 13 points in the win over Texas State. She can provide offense, but defense is her calling card. McAfee checking back in for Alcorn, and they will continue to press. Duncantel going near side in the backcourt to Deck. Now back to Duncantel and into the front court. And this time, looks like man-to-man defense, or a matchup in the zone with pressure on top is what it is from the Braves. Another deflected pass leads to a loose ball, and Deck able to save it. No, she couldn't. On the sideline, went over the shoulder, but unfortunately standing on the line. And the turnovers mount for New Orleans. I can tell you, being on pace for a turnover a minute isn't a winning combination. Down 19-9. Now Duncantel creates the steal, jumped up, stole it, passes ahead. Thomas lays it in. Duncantel just harassed Leatherwood at half court and created the turnover. Now lob ahead, another deflection out of bounds as DeAndre knocked it away from McAfee. Best way to get into it is fight fire with fire, and the Privateers trying to ramp up the defensive pressure. Wheeler will inbound and put it in the hands of Leatherwood. 4 fresh substitutions about to come in, but Duncantel picks Leatherwood's pocket again. This time keeps it herself and lays it up and in. Quick 4-0 start to the second quarter. Privateers within 5. And UNO will now back down into the man-to-man pressure in the half court after going with traps. Mid-range jumper left side off target. Wheeler rebound Privateers. Duncantel, great pass ahead. Thomas lays it up but misses the chippy. Everything but the finish there. Now another steal at half court on the outlet. Davis, she won't be touched. She will make the layup. And the Privateers with a 6-0 start to the second quarter. Right back within 3 and doing it 100% with defense, all in transition off steals. Now across the timeline, you think Alcorn would need a whistle to get those subs in. McAfee. Thomas trying to pressure her. Davis nearly picked the pocket of Wheeler, who keeps the dribble, gets away with a walk, I think, on the Euro step, and a loose ball foul will be called on Alcorn on the missed shot. Speeding Alcorn up in the half court and forcing a difficult shot. Broughton called for the over-the-back foul. Her first personal. Here come the fresh subs for the Braves. McAfee will be the only Alcorn player to stay on the floor as they come back with their starters. But got them a good rest. That's the plus. The minus is a double-digit lead down to 1 possession for Alcorn. Now Duncantel across the center line. Dribbles past a pair of Braves and a third. Great pass. Another missed layup. Thomas. She gets the follow, though. And she, I believe, is fouled. They did call a foul, as the Alcorn bench was hoping for a held ball. Instead, Thomas at the line to shoot a couple. Got to be frustrated a little bit, not able to cash in on those 2 point-blank shots, but she has to regain her focus and cash in at the strike. First foul shot is up and off to the left. Thomas. A 4-year letter winner for the Privateers with 43 starts, but misses both free throws here. And UNO will back out of the pressure after the Alcorn rebound. Watkins up top, collection Obello. Her pass is lost at the foul line, but picked up off the floor. Now behind the back she goes, and they call it deflected off of Decker. It would have been a turnover by McAfee, who lobs down low and too far out of bounds. Looking for the over-the-top pass, a difficult one to make off the bounce, intended for Mitchell. A early afternoon, midweek holiday game. And it sort of looks like it, let's be honest. But for UNO, the job is to get through it. Down 3, but it was a double-digit deficit. Duncantel directing traffic goes near side Deck. Deck, one-handed pass cross court. Davis, long-range 3 off back iron, rebound Braves. Pulled down by Mitchell, a couple dribbles, now she'll give it up. Obello across the timeline. 6:50 left in the first half, 19-16 Alcorn. Now pulling up the bounce, nowhere to go with it. Obello, under heavy pressure from Duncantel, lobs to half court. And with it now, McAfee. Crosses over a couple of times to get by Deck. Shoots it up, and it's short from 13 and picked up off the floor by Thomas. Passes middle of the floor, Duncantel, into the paint. Banks it up, won't go. Off of Alcorn, though, and saved on the sideline. Really nice job by Clark, who finds Obello. Obello right side goes cross court to set up McAfee for 3-0, but net. And a big shot there for Alcorn as they finally score in this quarter, nearly 4 minutes in. Back up by 6 at 22-16. Now Deck, over the shoulder pass to Davis. Davis loses it. McAfee tried to steal it and couldn't keep it from going out of bounds. Delgado back in for New Orleans. The freshman Davis will sit down, and it's very good to see Cordes coming to the scorer's table. And back in there. Cooper to take a break for the Privateers. 18 on the shot clock for UNO to work with. 5:54 to go in the half. With UNO down 6, Duncantel, center of the floor, will go left side. Deck. No options available against this packed-in zone. Deck gets it back for 3, and Privateers not able to hit some open looks here in a few possessions. Rebound Alcorn. Pressure from the guards, but handled as Clark comes across the timeline. Clark dribbling left hand, nearly has her pocket picked, recovers against Thomas, gets by her, pulls up for a tough jumper from 18, missed in the rebound for Mia Deck. Deck will bring it up herself, far sideline. Cut off by McAfee, who tried to draw a flop charge. That gives room to shoot the 3 and bury it. A big risk taken there, and Deck made her pay for it. And the Privateers back within 3. Now McAfee fakes and walks. Thomas picked her pocket anyway, but an Alcorn turnover. Speeding them up is a good thing, and as the Privateers have created havoc doing so. Inbounds to Duncantel in the backcourt. She'll lob it ahead, near side front court Deck. At the foul line, Thomas, cross court pass Delgado. Lefty dribble, pull up, no jumper. Back out to Duncantel. Jada will back it out, go to the foul line to Cordes. Now, right wing 3, missed by Delgado. Picked up and a chance to run with it. Here comes Obello. Goes all the way to the hole, hacked and almost got it to go. Went off the back iron. 2 free throws for the Braves instead. Delgado with the hard but clean foul, trying to block it. And at least the Braves will have to make it happen at the line. Timeout on the court with 4:45 to go in the half. It's Alcorn 22, New Orleans 19 on the Privateers Sports Network.
Hi, Eric Ashwood, celebrity chef Scott Craig of Katie's. Scott, you have to be excited about Katie's expanded second floor seating and private dining rooms.
Yeah, but how about my vast local sports knowledge?
You know sports, but shouldn't we be talking about your award-winning Sunday brunch?
I'd rather talk about the Saints and the Pels.
How about your award-winning pizza or daily specials?
How about them Saints?
I admit you have a great take on local sports, but what about Katie's award-winning menu?
Okay, folks, I invite you to dine at Katie's. Eric and I don't have to brag about the food at Katie's. The food speaks for itself.
Katie's open 7 days a week in the heart of Mid-City at 3701 Opportunity.
You know Hotard. You see us on the road and all around town with a fleet of over 70 vehicles, including an executive line of Sprinter vans and minibuses, along with midsize and full-size motor coaches. We've got a vehicle that's right for your group. serving the Gulf Coast and beyond for more than 85 years and a proud supporter of privateer athletics. Go to Hotard, first in safety, first in luxury. Log on to Hotard.com or call 800-356-6831 to book your charter today.
Privateers trail Alcorn 22-19, 4:45 to go in the half. Jude Young with you, and I'll be with you for a few Privateers women's games this year, but you may be wondering where Emmanuel Peppis is. Well, he's in the building. He's been away for a while, but finally back. Great to see him back with Privateers Athletics, and we'll talk to him at the half about the state of the Privateer women's team as we look ahead to conference play. He'll be back at the mic for the second UNO conference game against UCA. I'll have the call of both games at Stephen F. Austin, the men's and women's games, to open the Southland slate. Big games for both teams to play one of the favorites on either side, men's or women's basketball. You know SFA is always a contender. 2 free throws coming for Alcorn. Kayla Obello out of Pass Christian, Mississippi. First one up and in. Their leading scorer, Obello, at 11.3 points per game. Started every contest. Now 4 of 5 at the line on the year. Second foul shot up and just as pure. 5-point advantage for the Braves. Inbound in the backcourt, and now Alcorn being a little less aggressive, not trapping. Up ahead to Thomas, goes middle of the plate to Cordes. Opposite side finds Duncantel, not able to get the layup to go, and a held ball on the rebound will keep it in the hands of the Privateers on this end. But that really good ball movement out of the timeout. Didn't get the shot to go down, but that's exactly what you're looking for. One of the officials will wipe the perspiration off the ball before handing it to Jada, who will work it in. Lob to Cordes. Now out top, and she threw it away, and that'll be a backcourt violation. Hot potato pass there, probably not necessary. And we see a Privateer substitution coming in, Randall. Alcorn will also go to the bench. Broughton checks out. Back in there, Deja Mitchell. Alcorn up 5 with the basketball inside 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Coming near side with it on the bounce is Obello. Now she'll come back to the foul line. Can't penetrate past Duncantel. Right wing looking to work it in is to Jano Wright. Now down low on the runner from the left side, drawing the foul, is Curtis Clark. Had a hot start with 6 first quarter points and gets herself to the foul line here. Randall called for her 3rd personal foul, so she'll come out, and Cooper will come in. And Randall has battled foul trouble early in her first year in the program. Clark, the first of 2 foul shots, up and in. A 5'8" senior from Natchez, Mississippi. Came into the program from Hines Community College. Second foul shot also in. Alcorn with 4 straight from the line, now up 7 at 26-19, reaching the 4-minute mark. Up ahead, here's Thomas. Left corner passing up the shot is Deck. Back to DeAnge at the foul line, stops in the lane and throws it away. Tried to get it to the right side to Delgado instead. Here attacking is Clark. She'll kick to the corner. McAfee will spin and shoot an air ball, missing everything. Duncantel grabs it. Jada down the middle of the floor. Stops at the line, passes to the corner. 3-ball Delgado rattles it home. And that's what you love to see from Jada Duncantel when she's attacking but under control and providing for her teammates. Sure, she can be a hot scorer, but that is beautiful lead guard play. And UNO back within 4. Now Duncantel deflects the ball out of bounds into the scorer's table. Been active on both ends. Another substitution for Alcorn. Wheeler back in. And Clark will take a seat. Actually, that's McAfee with 3:20 to go in the half. Wheeler will inbound and does so at half court. Clark will hand it off and into the hands of Abello to run the Braves offense. Perimeter left on the dribble, wanting a screen. That now bails out. Another coming. She doesn't use that one either with Mitchell. She flies across the lane, and her runner is off target to the right. Easy rebound for Cooper. Duncantel quickly into the front court. Cooper has her pass deflected out of bounds. Delgado able to pull her hand back just in time as Wheeler got her fingertips on it. Delgado to work it in on the near sideline on the beautiful new Privateers branded court. Duncantel between the rings. Now right side with it, Davis. Delgado top of the key, puts it on the floor and is bumped and fouled. Clark got a little too close there and commits her first personal, fourth team foul, so one away from the bonus for the Privateers. Duncantel will do the honors. Baseline left to work it in. UNO has trailed since the outset, but only down 4 at the moment. But the inbounds is stolen right away by Wheeler. Few too many turnovers for UNO in the first half, although not as bad as we saw in the first quarter. Duncantel went for a steal, couldn't get it. Now Abello will pull up and shoot. Long off back iron. Rebound on the floor. Duncantel able to swipe it away from a Brave and attack the other way. 2-on-2. Puts it up, no good. Delgado had the rebound go out of bounds off of her hands. Actually, they'll say off of Alcorn. 50-50 ball there. And UNO able to take another look at it on this end. Jada with the blue headband. Hunched over, looking to work it in, and lobs a up for grabs sort of ball there that Deck able to save and pass it off to Delgado. Delgado back to Deck, up top, right wing, Mary Delgado. Kicks it off to Davis, and a foul before the shot by Davis on the pass off is a block on Alcorn. Clark was trying to draw a charge and got in there late, and that's good news for New Orleans because it's the 5th second quarter team foul on Alcorn, which means free throw time for Mary Delgado. DeAndre Thomas back in. Kyla Davis out for New Orleans.
Mary Delgado, shooting 2.
So Delgado in her second year with the program out of Miami, averaging 8.4 points per game and knocks down the first of 2 foul shots here. Mary now 9 of 14 from the stripe on the season. Will quickly shoot the second one up and knock it down too. Hasn't been a pretty first half, but if you're New Orleans now only down 2 with 2:10 to go, you're happy to be able to battle back, and doing so with defense as much as anything. Mitchell up top, passing off to Abello. Right wing now, holding and looking Clark. She'll go top of the arc, and under heavy ball pressure, passing it off is Kirkland. Now with 6 to shoot, double teamed up top, losing it near half court. Clark, she's double teamed, she's not even getting a shot off. Great job defensively, shot clock violation for the Braves. Privateers were there at every turn in the half court defense to create that turnover. Good team defense. And again, if you can go into the locker room with a lead, as the Privateers have it with 1:42 and counting, that could be deflating for an Alcorn team that came out so hot. Thomas up top, one hand pass deflected, but gets to its target, Delgado. She goes back to Thomas in heavy quarters, it's stolen away. Outlet up ahead, Kirkland lays it up and in. And again, just forcing things that aren't there, and you create easy opportunities for Alcorn when you're winning the battle in the quarter. 28-24 Braves, 1:14 mark. Dribbling near side outside the arc, Delgado. Alcorn looking to trap. Delgado recognizes, finds Duncantel. Baseline jumper is a beauty. About a 14-footer. Jada, again, not forcing it, took what was there and drains the easy jumper. 2-point game again, inside a minute to go in the half. Obello gets a screen from Mitchell, and another. Now Mitchell rolls to the hoop after the double team and scoops it up and in. That's about as good a 2-on-2 game as you can run against attacking defense. Mitchell now with 8 points. Matching Clark for high score for Alcorn. 30-26 to score. About 8 seconds between the shot and the game clock for New Orleans to work with. Here is Deck, passing baseline right, setting up the drive, and the high layup off the glass by Zoe Cooper. Shot clock off as Alcorn has the ball in the 2-point lead. Clock running down inside 7 seconds. Not doing anything yet. Obello wants the screen again from Mitchell. Goes to the left of it, and her pass deflected out of bounds with just 1 second even to go in the half. So Alcorn will have to do something quick. Passing deep on the sideline. It'll be Wheeler. Delgado to make it difficult if she can. Wheeler lobs it in, knocked away, clock runs out on the opening half. So in a game where the Braves led by as many as 11 in the first quarter, the Privateers battling back to draw within 2 as the teams head into the locker room. Plenty to talk about, I'm sure, on both sides strategy-wise. We've seen some trapping pressure in the full court. We've seen Alcorn stick mostly with the 2-3 zone in the half court, and the Privateers have mixed it up between trapping and man-to-man pressure as well. It's been a good chess game so far, creating a lot of havoc and turnovers on both sides. But if you're Keyshawn Davenport and the coaching staff for New Orleans, you're thinking, okay, it wasn't pretty, but we're in good position to try to finish up the non-conference schedule strong on our home floor in the second half. Again, at the break, it's Alcorn State 30, New Orleans 28. We'll be back in a moment on the Privateers Sports Network.
For a unique American city that is the
to ensure long-lasting business relationships. We offer warranties ranging from 25 years to full lifetime. To learn more about the services provided by Schwander Hutchinson Roofing, visit shroofing.com.
Toyota of New Orleans is the official sponsor of UNO Athletics, and we're committed to an honest approach of offering our best price on a large selection of new Toyotas and premier certified vehicles to the UNO community. And if you need service, our award-winning no-waiting service department will get you back on the road in no time. Plus, get preferred pricing when you mention you are a member of the UNO family of students, faculty, or staff. Visit us at 13150 I-10 Service Road in New Orleans, or shop online 24/7 at toyotaofneworleans.com.
At Raising Cane's, we are committed to safely serving you and your family the best tasting and highest quality chicken finger meals. This is very personal to me. I know how important it is to have a trusted, safe, and clean place to feed you and your loved ones. We will always go above and beyond all CDC guidelines, local government requirements, and industry standards. This is our promise to you. Cane's is open, and we're here to serve you our hot, fresh chicken finger meals and drinks through drive-thru. Go to RaisinCanes.com for details or call your local Cane's. Thank you for your continued trust in us. One love.
At Lakefront Arena, and the Privateers trail Alcorn 30-28. It was an 11-point first half deficit, so UNO has battled back. But for those people out there who might be into old school Star Wars, not the Mandalorian level stuff, although we all love Baby Yoda, especially during the holidays, there's no question that this game would qualify as an Admiral Akbar special, a bit of a trap for New Orleans right before the holidays against an Alcorn team hungry for a victory, and they came in the more aggressive team early on, but UNO has at least responded and battled back as you would hope they would. But yet the lead in the contest, and certainly work to do in the second half. Jude Young with you, as I'll do for a few Privateer games this year, but the voice of Privateers women's basketball, and of course the boys on the diamond, the UNO baseball team, the one and only Emmanuel Peppes, back after a little bit of a hiatus. It is so great to see you, Manny, and I know you're happy to be back on the lakefront and to see this team try to grab another home non-conference win before jumping into the Southland schedule.
Well, first of all, I appreciate it, Jude. Good to be back, and yeah, definitely. And also the game on Sunday against a pretty quality South Alabama team. They got some of their big players in foul trouble early and really controlled that game pretty much throughout. Figured they could just continue the momentum, but like you said, Alcorn State has come out here very sharp, very hungry. They're moving the ball very well, and they're taking great shots to kind of take a line from Coach Davenport. And of course, Coach Schlesinger stresses this on the men's side as well. Not settling for good shots, getting great shots. And that's what Alcorn State did a very good job of, especially in the first quarter, to kind of set the tempo and get that 11-point lead. Privateers, of course, pressured the ball a little bit more, and that was really fruitful as far as getting points in transition to really cut that deficit down. And you expect that to continue to a degree in the second half. But, of course, a little bit compromised by the fact that some of their inside game, with Xana Cordes going down early, she did come back into the game, but kind of was looking like she was a little bit of discomfort when she went back to the bench. And, of course, Aaron Randall playing with foul trouble as well. Now, all of a sudden, the post rotation shortens up a little bit. I
saw this game in some respects yesterday as the Privateer men lost at Rice, facing a zone for 40 minutes. And I think that's what's going to happen in the half court as well from Alcorn to continue. And that is, even when you talk about the issues with the front court players, I don't think you're going to have a great deal of opportunities when you're working in the true half court offense. The ability to knock down outside shots will be important, and the Privateers 3 of 8 from deep in the first half. So that's going to be a key. Can the guards not panic? I'm not going to say panic, but just force the issue a little bit too much. A lot of these 15 turnovers came from that, although there was pressure full court early on from Alcorn. It's going to require some patience. You're going to be forced to work the shot clock to try to come up with a good shot, and that's a good lesson for these Privateers to learn here in a matchup. They may see zone at times in the league, although you don't see it quite as much, and you've got veteran guards that can handle it. And the second half run was sparked clearly by two players you'd expect to do so, and seniors Jada Duncantel and DeAndre Thomas, and they've done it defensively. You got transition buckets to really get things going after trailing by double digits.
And you would expect that to continue as well, and maybe that's going to be the impetus for the Privateers coming back from this minor halftime deficit of 2 and coming back, of course, to win this game. But like you said, it's going to have to transition in the offensive end when they get into those half-court sets to really kind of see the passes well and not force anything in the traffic. Felt like there was kind of a lot of forced passes and some of those baseline out-of-bounds plays as well. Privateers really struggled getting the ball in play. There were a lot of deflections, some steals off of that as well by Alcorn. A team that's very small at the guard position, but very quick at the guard position as well. So that's what the Privateers are going to have to deal with the rest of this game.
And we can now look ahead, even though we've got a half of basketball to go, to what UNO will face in the Southland Conference coming up, because you start right away against a true contender. Every year they are, and the SFA squad that, look, they were a team that was up and coming and got better as last year went along, but there were two really good battles between these two teams in the previous season. So I expect nothing different. Both teams know how important it is to get off to a good start. Both are contenders in the top half of the league, or maybe a whole lot more.
And certainly so. And you look at the top of the league, and it's really the first year that I can remember in a while where every team in that top four, you look at SFA, you look at Abilene Christian, you look at A&M Corpus Christi and Sam Houston State, those are your favorites going into the season. All four of them had to replace a pretty significant amount off of last year's team. So, of course, all four of them are very well coached. They certainly recruit very well year in and year out. But there's no doubt there's going to be some new-look teams, especially at the top when we play them. And, of course, you look at SFA, and certainly, like you mentioned, we've had some great battles, especially here at the lakefront, but a couple of good ones over in Nacogdoches as well. And then you can look at a Central Arkansas team in that first week that really has lost a little bit of that scoring punch that they've had in their first years of Sandra rushing, but still technically very sound and one of the better defensive teams in the league.
As far as what UNO has going for it, we talked a little bit about that in the pregame with Coach Davenport. It's quite clear that it helps if you're going to have issues as far as losing many experienced players, in this case 6 seniors departing from the program here. So like a lot of the other teams in the league, as you mentioned, to have veteran guard play, somebody who have been through the battles, and you're seeing it today with Duncantell and Thomas in particular stepping up, that makes it a little bit easier. And we know that Deck and Delgado both had to play heavy minutes last year early on and were key parts of the rotation. So that basis can help you because it all starts with guard play. Maybe championships are won with having that balance in the front court, and certainly that will need to develop over time for UNO. But you can't think about winning and charging up the league standings without veteran, talented guard play, and this team has plenty of options in that area.
And like you said, it extends beyond those seniors. It extends to those players that really got heavy minutes. You talk about, Mia Deck and Mary Delgado, who came in as true freshmen, had a lot of heavy minutes, started some games as well. So these are sophomores. These are true sophomores, but they're not true sophomores in the sense that you would normally think about where maybe they didn't play a lot in their freshman season. These are players that have certainly gotten a lot of experience on court in the battles in the Southland Conference. So this is a team that, even though it's a lot of new looks and a lot of new players, especially in the front court, that back court, even though there's some new faces back there, there are a lot of players who, not only the seniors, but those sophomores who played a lot of minutes that are going to have to be a big part of this Southland Conference run.
Delgado in particular didn't start, but played 14 first-half minutes and came up with a team and game high 9 points for Alcorn, 8 points apiece for Deja Mitchell and Curtis Clark, who scored most of that 6 points apiece in the first quarter, where the Braves led by as many as 11. You force 15 turnovers. You expect to do that in the matchup, but 15, including 10 committed by the Privateers, needs to be cleaned up coming up in the second half. A little surprisingly, the rebounding battle is even at 16 apiece. You'd like to see UNO pick it up in that category, but it does hurt again, as you mentioned, the foul trouble with Randall once more, and Cordis out there battling, playing a little bit gimpy, although it's good to see that she was able to come back after what looked like one of those injuries where you step on somebody else's foot and injure your lower leg. She was able to come back in the second quarter, and she's probably going to be needed here in the second half.
Certainly so. And you could see, like, even in those first few minutes, she was going to be a problem defensively for Alcorn State. They don't have anybody that's going to match up one-on-one. So you got to think that there's going to be some help defense and some double teams that she's going to see when she's on the floor. And that opens up the floor spacing, like you said, for those shots that are going to be open, and the Privateers just have to find them.
Because of Delgado's scoring burst, the Privateer bench outscoring Alcorn 14-4, and we did see that the Braves tried to go with substitutions once they built a bit of a lead to sort of rest their starters, and that's when the turnover wave came with Duncantell and Thomas creating havoc. So I suspect we'll see a lot of Alcorn starters in the second half. But interesting decision for Davenport and the coaching staff, because do you go ahead and look to apply more pressure here, or do you sit back and make it happen more in the half court? Because broken plays, full court action, Alcorn's gotten better looks than they have when the Privateers have clamped down in the half court defense.
I think some of it is going to be a little bit of maybe in between. I think you're going to see some half court pressure where you'll see, once they cross the timeline, you'll see Duncantell or you'll see Thomas pressure the ball immediately and look to get it out of, the more experienced guards' hands and kind of, get the ball moving around a little bit more. I think you're going to see a little bit more half-court pressure here in the second half.
Well, Alcorn really came to play, and they lead 30-28. You'll hear this fantastic voice plenty once the calendar year turns to 2021, and I want to congratulate you on your great work on what's been a fantastic new venture for Privateer Athletics, the Inside NOLA's Team television show. I know you and Kelvin Qualis and others have worked very hard on it, and I think it's a great way to promote Privateer Athletics, both streaming online and, of course, available on Cox Sports Television.
I appreciate it. First of all, Jude, it's great to be back here. And, of course, folks, for those of you who missed it on Inside NOLA's Team, Episode 3, the segments are going to be posted on our YouTube channel at Privateer Athletics, and they'll be promoted through social media. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a really great episode. It's going to have a little bit of an Olympic theme to it, as well as, of course, some very compelling stories as well. We talked, of course, with a couple of men's basketball staffers, and Corey Dixon, who was a great Privateer student-athlete here, and Bo Hebert, who's on staff as well. Of course, you'll hear from head track and field coach Brian Johnson, and former women's basketball player Ariel Davis is part of the show as well. It's great content, and glad to be a part of it.
As long as they keep our ugly mugs off the screen, I'm sure the TV show will go extremely well. Manny Pepis, great to have you back, my colleague and my friend.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
He is the voice of Privateer women's basketball normally, but we'll take you through the rest of this one. Jude Young, happy to be at Lakefront Arena as the Privateers look to battle back from an early deficit, trailing by 2. We're a minute away from the start of the second half. Again, we want to remind you about the promotion coming up, our next home game. I know it seems a long way off, but welcome to COVID season, right? But it is January 9th, a doubleheader, starting with the women's game against UIW at 3 o'clock, the men's game to tip off at 6, and it will be My Auctioneer app day. We can have, again, as of now, maybe that will improve. We don't know about the restrictions or whatnot, but we can bring in up to 500 fans, and we know folks haven't really had a chance to see the Privateers on the men's side. Some good home games for the women in non-conference worked out scheduling-wise, but either or, come and check out the game, and if you show your My Auctioneer app at the ticket office on game day, 2 free tickets to get in and support the Privateers in very important home games. Remember, there are only 8 16 league games, and we'd love to see you supporting the blue and silver. Ready for the second half, and you have to believe the Privateers want to continue the momentum that we saw built up in the second quarter. Alcorn outscored UNO 19-10 in the opening quarter. UNO with an 18-11 advantage in quarter number 2. Alcorn will go ahead with their same 5 that started the game. The Privateers will mix it up a little bit, as it will be Zoe Cooper out there in place of Cordes to start the half, with Duncan Tell, Delgado, Deck, and Thomas. 4 guards who played well at different times in the first half out there together for UNO. And the Privateers in the half-court defense to get things underway. Alcorn near side. McAfee goes behind the back and falls down and walks with the basketball. Don't know what she was trying to accomplish there. Nowhere to go. A teammate's right in front of her, along with defenders Thomas and Delgado for New Orleans. Inbound to Duncan Tell, and she'll bring it across the timeline. First possession of the half for UNO. Far side with it. Delgado goes baseline. Cooper works it right back out to Deck. 4-3. Open look won't go. Tap on the rebound twice by UNO, but Alcorn able to control it. Clark up ahead into the hands of their point guard, Obello, who gets instructions from the bench and dribbles between the rings, almost at half court. Has to be careful with the quick hands of Duncantel. Still dribbling almost in place and waiting for movement as the clock goes all the way down to 6. And she dribbles it off Duncantel's leg, gets it back, passes down low, trying to chase it down. Mitchell throws up a prayer from the baseline, and they say it's a shot clock violation, and Alcorn is not happy, because Obello got the rebound in the lane. And I think they're going to correct this, and that is the right call. It should be Alcorn's ball. That shot was taken before the buzzer, and Mitchell able to graze the front of the rim. And that gives Alcorn another chance. Clark to trigger on the baseline. Down low finds McAfee, who passes out to the free throw line. Jumper, a brick off to the left by Mitchell, but a rebound, dribble, and a missed layup by Hall, and she's upset with herself. But the Privateers take off the other way. Duncantel fumbles, stops, recovers. Now Delgado with it, dribbling in front of her own bench. Looks to attack center of the lane. Finds Deck in the corner. Mia doesn't think about shooting that time. Now up top, Thomas. 12 on the shot clock for UNO. To Deck. Deck dribbles across the face of the top of the key. Goes right corner. Thomas. Jump stop. Layup gets stuck between rim and glass. A held ball. And the possession error goes to New Orleans. So a difficult spot, though, because you only have 4 seconds, I think, to work with. Or will we get the reset? We do. That's what I was wondering. The official near half court spun the finger to signal to reset. So 20 to work with, much easier for the Privateers. Duncantel passes bounce into the corner, and Deck will dribble up top after the catch. Right side, Cooper. Cooper outside the arc, looking to pass it off and does to Delgado. Delgado puts it on the floor, probes down deep from the right side, passes out to Thomas, who drives middle of the lane. Kick to the corner, Deck for 3. And buried. Patient ball movement, that's the key, and the Privateers get an open look and drill it and take their first lead of the game, 31-30. 7:51 and counting, third quarter. McAfee takes the handoff pass, right side, gives it up to Obello. Top of the arc, Mitchell, now near side Clark, contested 3, short. Fighting for the board, it deflects to Clark, who followed her shot. Inbounds on the bounce pass, and an easy shot off the glass and in for Hall. A couple of second chance opportunities for Alcorn early in the half. That one is cashed in. Hall with 5 points. Now a steal by McAfee. Took it right away from Duncantel at half court. Drives to the hole. Misses the layup, though. Well defended by Jada, who takes off the other way. Looks to attack. Euro step and throws a wild shot out of control and misses everything out of bounds. Maybe a little bit too much attack-minded that time. Jada will check out, and the Privateers will have Brianna Ellis back on the floor and set up some full court pressure, it appears. Hall will work it in. Looks like a 1-2-2 trap, and it is. Inbounds far side to Clark, now back middle of the floor. Hall, who fakes the pass and puts it in the hands of Obello. McAfee, corner 3, misses, but Mitchell with the rebound on the backside. Double teamed, will pass it out to Obello. Clark and Obello play catch for a moment. Shot clock down to 10 as Clark gets it back in front of her own bench. Puts it on the floor, stripped away. Not able to grab it, Delgado, and now on the recovery, Mitchell is fouled on the drive. And we'll see if they say she was in the act of shooting or not. She was, according to the official. So another broken play goes in favor of Alcorn. And a chance to add to a tenuous 1-point lead. First of 2 for Mitchell, up and in. First point of the half, give her 9. And a chance to be the first Brave to go into double figures. She shoots quickly, but it's effective and right on the mark. Cooper out for UNO, and Aaron Randall will check in. We'll see if she can get it going. An inside-outside threat. Foul trouble in the first half. Cut short her outing. Now here is a runner good by Deck. UNO attacks against the pressure and is a quick one-handed line drive in from about 10. 34-33 Alcorn, and a save on the sideline by Clark. Obello finds Hall near side. Now Hall pulls up the bounce and passes out again under pressure. Obello with it. Ellis making it difficult on her. Kick to Clark right side. Delgado hounding her. Back between the rings with just 8 to shoot. Now backing out on the dribble and wanting a screen from Mitchell. Here comes Obello. Gets by Ellis. Tries to bank it in on the run. No good. Rebound is lost by Ellis, and it turns into an easy layup. Just slipped out of her hands and right into the waiting hands of Hall behind her underneath. Hall with a couple of buckets here in the second half. Now has 7. 36-33. Alcorn just trying to hang around with a chance to win it. UNO had a brief 1-point lead. Now pass inside Delgado. Lost it. Hall with it for Alcorn. Lob up ahead. Clark saves it on the sideline. Able to find Obello. A little too far from McAfee. UNO is making Alcorn work deep into the shot clock here in the quarter. Clark, perimeter right. Pass to the top of the key, stolen away by Delgado, and she should have an easy breakaway layup, and she does. Mary Delgado in double figures with 11. Now up ahead Mitchell all alone. McAfee found her, and the Privateers got caught napping in transition. Alcorn will not go away. 38-35 lead for them. 4:48 and counting, quarter number 3. Right side Delgado. Goes to the right elbow. DeAnge, one bounce dribble. To the wing for 3. Will not go for Deck. Rebound Clark. To Abello. Abello with Deck trying to strip her. At half court, Abello between the legs. Confident ball handler trying to look ahead, but she's struggling a bit with it. Now Clark, perimeter left. Top of the key Mitchell. Right side McAfee. McAfee against Ellis at the foul line, passes left side. 6 to shoot for Clark for a pull-up jumper from 15. Won't go. Rebound, Privateers and Randall. Near steal in the backcourt, but Thomas spins and attacks. Goes over the shoulder, left side Delgado. Delgado fakes the pass, shoots the 3, and nothing but nylon from the sophomore, Mary Delgado. 5 straight UNO points, and she ties it at 38. 14 in the game, and now a foul in the front court Deck as Obello hit the Deck on the bump. Second foul on Mia, and first team foul, make it second of the quarter on New Orleans as we reach a timeout with 3:49 to go in the third quarter. A battle at the lakefront before Christmas. New Orleans and Alcorn tied at 38 on the Privateers Sports Network.
New Orleans Privateers Athletics thanks our restaurant partners. Katie's Restaurant, Mid-City. Francesca's Deli and Pizzeria. Raising Cane's, One Love. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Don Seafood. Moe's Southwest Grill. And Messina's Runway Cafe at Lakefront Airport. Please support the restaurants that support the Privateers.
Since opening its doors in 1958, the University of New Orleans has built a reputation for providing an accessible, high-quality education to a diverse student population. With a track record of academic excellence, affordability, and outstanding job placement, the university is proud to continue this tradition today. Together, we can ensure the next generation of Privateers reach their potential. A gift to UNO First helps the university continue to transform the lives of students, uplift entire communities, and create a better future for us all. Put UNO first. Visit give.uno.edu to make a gift today.
New Orleans and Alcorn tied at 38. 3:49 to go in quarter number 3. Privateers really taking advantage of facing the zone in the half court by knocking down 5 of their 12 three-point attempts. But UNO's only led for 33 seconds of this game. Knotted up right now. Alcorn, pesky. But Mary Delgado playing extremely well. 5 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 3 from deep. 14 points. Deja Mitchell now with 12 points to lead Alcorn. Braves will have the basketball in the half court. 21 on the shot clock to work with as McAfee will work it in. Obello at the point. Now the Privateers showing some trapping half-court pressure, a different look out of the timeout. Pass to Kirkland, goes baseline, and Obello will dribble it back out. I think Alcorn's a bit surprised by this. Again, Kirkland with it. Drives across the lane. Sweeping layup won't go. Rebound to Privateers and Randall. To Thomas. UNO looking to take the lead. Kick to the corner Deck. Goes between the legs. Now passes out. Ellis at the point. Goes far corner, Bruce open for 3, and that's exactly what she's there to do. Treya Bruce gives UNO their biggest lead at 41-38. 3:09 mark third quarter. Now attacking and running into a Privateer defender. DeAnge Thomas draws another charge. Out of control, not seeing DeAnge was Kaylin Watkins. Really nice job there again. Thomas giving up her body. A savvy defender. Alcorn will pressure in the full court here after committing their first foul of the quarter. Here is Ellis. Good pass quickly up ahead to Bruce. Maybe a chance to attack 2-on-1. Good feed by Randall and fouled on the layup try. Opposite side left is DeAndre Thomas. You can't do much better than that against a full court press. And again, the ball doesn't have to hit the floor very much if you do it right, and that was the case there. 2 free throws coming for DeAndre. Substitution for Alcorn. Wheeler back in. McAfee out. D with a pair of foul shots here. Just 1 of 4 at the game, in the game at the line. Make it 2 of 5. Chance to create some separation in this contest. And rattling home the second as well. Thomas gives UNO a 5-point lead. Inside 3 minutes to go, and a chance to set up more trapping pressure. This is the full court variety. Up ahead and through the hands, and not able to save it is Kirkland. And the pressure creates the turnover. 18 now for Alcorn. They'll try to create number 18 for UNO as it's slapped out of bounds underneath by Obello. Which means now you can't do anything but move to that side if you're Ellis and reset how you work it in. Ellis gets it back from Deck. Bruce goes over the timeline and over a defender to Thomas, who kicks left side. Deck for 3. Short. Deck chases her shot down, saves on the baseline, but it goes into the hands of Obello, and a ticky-tack foul called on Thomas as Obello turned to attack down the sideline. Really incidental contact, but DeAndre called for her second personal and the third team foul of the quarter on the Privateers. 2:35 to go. New Orleans up 43-38. Their biggest advantage. Up ahead and an easy steal for Randall. Randall passes between 2 defenders. Ellis can't catch the ball and dives on the floor for it. Instead, it's saved by Alcorn. Up ahead, Obello to Kirkland, off the glass and in, and she's fouled by Bruce. That was actually a really nice pass, but not able to control it down low. The Privateers wind up giving Alcorn another transition opportunity, and they cash in. And credit Wheeler for digging that out on the floor to get it started on that possession. Ellis will come out. Delgado's rest is a brief one. She's been the star of the game for the Privateers on the offensive end. Obello will get, I'm sure, what will be a short rest as they bring Leatherwood in. Chance to make it a 2-point game for Kirkland. 5'8" senior out of Fresno, California. Puts it up and off to the left miss. It bounces on the floor and the Privateers can't save it. Thomas and Bernard battled for it, and it was last touched by DeAndre. And we will have a timeout called, I do believe, by Alcorn. And we'll take the break as well with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. A battle on the lakefront with New Orleans leading Alcorn 43-40 on the Privateer Sports Network.
Hi, Eric Ashwood, celebrity chef Scott Craig of Katie's. Scott, you have to be excited about Katie's expanded second floor seating and private dining rooms.
Yeah, but how about my vast local sports knowledge?
You know sports, but shouldn't we be talking about your award-winning Sunday brunch?
I'd rather talk about the Saints and the Pels.
How about your award-winning pizza or daily specials?
How about them Saints?
I admit you have a great take on local sports, but what about Katie's award-winning menu?
Okay, folks, I invite you to dine at Katie's. Eric and I don't have to brag about the food at Katie's. The food speaks for itself.
Katie's open 7 days a week in the heart of Mid-City at 3701 Oppenheimer.
At Ochsner, we are relentless about delivering the highest level of specialized care in the Gulf South. This is why we transformed our Elmwood location into an innovative and patient-centered institute. This new center offers comprehensive orthopedic services under one roof, performing robotic surgery, same-day total joint surgery, and game-changing sports medicine treatments. Ochsner Hospital for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Now open in Elmwood. Visit auctioner.org/Elmwood to learn more.
Lakefront Arena has a good ball game going on here, as the Privateers and the Braves of Alcorn are in a one-possession contest at this point, 43-40. UNO leads it, but Alcorn with the basketball, 2:15 to go before the final quarter. Again, if you're just joining us, New Orleans trailed by as many as 11 in the first quarter and 9 at the end of the period, but battled back to make it a 2-point game before the half at 30-28. UNO outscoring Alcorn 15-10 in this period. And the Braves will look to work it in the corner in the front court. And putting it in the hands of Watkins. She'll pass it up top to Leatherwood, who stops in the paint, throws up a wild shot, won't go. Backside rebound is scooped up and in by Jamaisha Bernard. Second chance opportunities and broken plays really have benefited Alcorn in the quarter to keep them right in range, down just one at the moment. Trap provided no issue for UNO there. Now Delgado between the rings, dribbles near side. Once between the legs, inside to Randall. Randall puts it on the floor once, shoots it up, and draws the foul. On the help defense, sliding over. Got hit on the arm by Wheeler. And Randall will shoot a pair. Aaron Randall coming into the program with some versatility to her credit. Was 7th in junior college basketball last year in shooting percentage at 57.1, and shoots the first of 2 free throws here and misses short on the line drive, but also able to extend and shoot the outside shot. This free throw, same result, short, and an easy rebound for Alcorn. Maybe a little too quick there, putting those two up. Alcorn could retake the lead. Mitchell down low. Finds an open teammate who misses the layup. Wheeler, Privateers with it. Baseball pass quickly up the floor to Bruce. Bruce for 3. She's hit 2 long balls in the period. Had all the space in the world to dribble up, line it up, and knock it down. Privateers up 46-42. Now Delgado with a steal at half court. Controls it, looks to drive, steps through 2 defenders, misses the layup, hung on the rim and wouldn't drop. Rebound Braves. Leatherwood up ahead, Clark. Clark inside the arc will shoot the jumper. The Rainmaker. Swish from 18. Chance goes wanting for UNO on one end on the layup, and Alcorn again won't go away. 2-point game. 43 seconds left. Corner jumper good. DeAndre Thomas from 20. And I don't think it was a 3. Are they calling it a 3? It may be. If so, UNO's up 5. Now a steal by Randall almost. Couldn't save it, though, to Deck in front of the scorer's table. Now still stumbling, and we'll see if she's okay. Yeah, Delgado getting help from DeAndre Thomas. So she seemed not able to regain her balance for a few seconds there. She's fine. And Alcorn will bring their lead guard back in, Kayla Obella. Leatherwood sits. 7.6 seconds between shot and game clock as Alcorn has it down 49-44 to the Privateers. Now Obella loses it, able to pass it off to Clark, perimeter right, matched up with Delgado. Here comes the screen from Mitchell. Slashing to the hole, scooping it up and in. Really nice job there. Body control and finish for Clark, who's played well. 6 seconds to go in the half. Thomas forces one up, but fortunately Deck's the one there on the air ball, and her follow draws a foul. Mitchell hammered her. I don't think Thomas realized how much time she had left there and sort of threw it up off balance on the baseline. But Deck, right place, right time, will shoot 2 free throws.
Mia Deck, shooting 2.
And Mia got off to a slow start in this one. Line drive, miss, too strong first free throw. Privateers were really knocking down their free throws early. left a couple points at the line here lately. 3 straight misses and make it 4 as the second one spins out on deck. 2 seconds left in the half. Mitchell to Clark. Half-court shot won't count if it goes. Off the glass to the right anyway. So the Privateers facing a battle going to the fourth quarter in an effort to go perfect 3-0 at home in the non-conference schedule. New Orleans leading 49-46. Back for the start of the fourth in a moment, right here on the Privateers Sports Network.
Can you taste that? It's the deliciously delicious deliciousness of deliciously delicious Coke. Zero sugar deliciousness. Not only is it delicious, but it's also delicious. Coke. Zero sugar.
Holiday Hotline, how may I help you?
I'm in a jam. I waited too late to pick up a holiday gift for my boss. Any advice?
Why, certainly, sir. Holiday scratch-offs from the lottery.
Great idea. Thanks.
Holiday Hotline, how may I help you?
I'm looking for a special gift for my ladies. You dig?
Doug, might I suggest holiday scratch-off from the lottery? Your ladies will love them.
Thanks, baby.
It's the holiday scratch-offs, holiday gifts, snowball bucks, and stocking stuffer. Win up to $100,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
10 minutes remaining in regulation as we reach the fourth quarter. New Orleans holding on to a 49-46 lead. Trailed the entire first half, did the Privateers, able to take what was a 5-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. But Alcorn certainly hanging in there, and big reasons why. They've out-rebounded UNL. 30-21, including 10-5 on the offensive glass. Second chance points, 5 more for the Braves than the Privateers. And points in the paint, while Alcorn has stayed with the 2-3 matchup zone in the half court. It's been the Braves to have better opportunities scoring inside as a result. 8-point advantage, 22-14. But Mary Delgado with 14 points. And oh, by the way, Alcorn's 8 of 9 from the foul line. New Orleans just 7 of 14. Don't want to let the freebies go by, or you'll be in a battle like this. Braves with it to start the period. Deck knocks it away from Obello out of bounds near side. And the Privateer depth has been huge, a 25-8 advantage in points from reserves. Led by Delgado, of course. But you wonder if you can wear Alcorn down here late. Obello between the rings. Now the Privateers showing a 2-3 zone look. We've seen this just a couple of times now. Just a different look for Alcorn to deal with, and they do look a little discombobulated. Wheeler cross court, Obello, far corner, contested 3, Clark, and she hits nothing but net. What can you do? Hands in her face, and she ties it at 49. 15 points for Clark. Now Deck will pass it out from the sideline to Delgado, and it's thrown away by Delgado. Tried to get it right back to Deck and overshot her. Pats herself on the chest, says, my bad. Another New Orleans turnover, 19. First minute of the fourth quarter. Didn't expect this today to be tied, but Alcorn has battled very nicely. Pass by Obello knocked into her bench. Left hand deflection there by Mary Delgado. Out there with DeAndre Thomas, Treya Bruce, Mia Deck, and the one forward is Aaron Randall. Clark to work it in. Lobs it to Mitchell, knocked away from her, but Clark grabbed it. However, she didn't reestablish herself in bounds, and it's a turnover. 22 and counting for the Braves. Who is going to execute down the stretch? Some intense moments from Keyshawn Davenport with her players during that dead ball. I know this game hasn't gone as efficiently as she wanted. Delgado right side into the corner. Bruce has her 3 attempt deflected out of bounds. Trey is a quick shooter on the catch, but not quick enough that time as Wheeler deflected it away. 15 seconds to work with for the Privateers, with Delgado inbounding on the baseline far right. To Bruce, and now a whistle away from the ball will go against 2. Looks like Alcorn. And a push is called, and it was on Obello. Second personal on her, first foul of the fourth quarter on either side. Shot clock now to 20 as Delgado will work it in from the same spot and find an open Randall. I thought she'd shoot it there. Instead, she passes to the left corner. Floater, baseline, no good, but a rebound. Cooper on the miss by Deck, who comes to the opposite corner, fakes the three, puts it on the floor, creates space, shoots the jumper. This time, a long two. Nice job by Deck there to be patient, knowing the zone wasn't going to come out on her once she started on the bounce. Mia now in double figures with 10. Two sophomore guards, her and Delgado, combining for 24 of UNO's 51. Privateers up 2. Now here's Obello into the lane, tries to get it to Mitchell, behind her and stolen. 3-on-2 the other way, now make it 3-on-1. Deck goes across the one defender, Clark, and has her shot deflected out of bounds. I don't think Mia wanted to finish with the right hand or shoot with it from the left side, and she probably should have. Inbounds for the Privateers to Randall, cross-court Deck, catch, shoot, fire. Too strong. Rebound Alcorn. Wheeler up ahead to Obello. Obello finds the trailer, and before the shot, a timeout is called. Boy, upset about it. Hall stopped herself from pulling the trigger as she had a wide open three and wanted it. Instead, the Braves get a 30-second timeout called. So they'll have a couple of left timeouts to their disposal, 3 to the Privateers, as we take the break with 7:53 to go. New Orleans 51, Alcorn 49 on UNOPrivateers.com.
Schwander Hutchinson Roofing Incorporated is your source for expedient yet professional roofing services in New Orleans and surrounding areas. Our primary goal is 100% customer satisfaction, so we go above and beyond for each and every customer to ensure long-lasting business relationships. We offer warranties ranging from 25 years to full lifetime. To learn more about the services provided by Schwander Hutchinson Roofing, visit shroofing.com.
At Raising Cane's, we are committed to safely serving you and your family the best tasting and highest quality chicken finger meals. This is very personal to me. I know how important it is to have a trusted, safe, and clean place to feed you and your loved ones. We will always go above and beyond all CDC guidelines, local government requirements, and industry standards. This is our promise to you. Cane's is open, and we're here to serve you our hot, fresh chicken finger meals and drinks through drive-thru. Go to RaisingCanes.com for details or call your local Cane's. Thank you for your continued trust in us. One love.
UNO with a 51-49 lead. Just 2 points the advantage over Alcorn with 7:53 to go in the contest. Been a good battle on the lakefront. And this is something that can help UNO moving forward. But you'd like the help to result in a victory. Alcorn not going anywhere. They have the basketball. After they call a timeout to set things up, let's see what they come up with and what UNO will try to counter with. Looks like a 2-3 zone, but extended here high, and it's setting up a trap. Duncantel trying to trap with Bruce, not able to do so against Clark. Now Watkins with it, double team, finds Mitchell. Near corner, Obello. Back to Mitchell, down to the post. Jump hook, off back iron. Hustling with the rebound, but Hall misses the follow. And Randall with the board for New Orleans. Puts it in the hands of Deck. Deck gets by Obello. Keeps her dribble nicely. Goes to DeAndre Thomas. 4-3 off back iron. Long board, though, to Randall. Another look for UNO. Privateers having to shoot the 3 ball frequently here in this one. 8 of 19 now. Now Randall gets good position down low and not able to make it between 2 defenders. Rebound Braves. There just hasn't been that much of an inside game to speak of for the Privateers. Court is hurt early, and Randall not establishing herself. Now down low and an athletic finish. Boy, starting to heat up, Diamond Hall. Did it garbage can diving style with some hustle, and now comes up with a steal, getting herself going in all sorts of ways in the paint. Watkins misses, but guess who's there? Hall Tried to find a teammate, threw it away, but chased down by Obello. 51 all, 6:30 left. Setting up to be a nail-biter. At the foul line, the catch Hall finds Clark in the corner. Stepped on the sideline with the back foot before trying to drive. Second time she's not known where she was on the floor, turning it over like that. Privateer substitution, Kyla Davis in for DeAndre Thomas. Cooper also in for the Privateers. Delgado will get a breather. I don't think it'll be long. Her scoring's been important in this one. Deck will take the inbounds, and Alcorn again showing a trapping look. 1-2-1-1, it appears. But Deck able to mostly just dribble patiently through it. Now is fouled after crossing the timeline. Wheeler a little too aggressive.
Braves foul number 21, Mitchell Wheeler.
But just the second team foul of the quarter with 6:14 to go. Second personal for Wheeler. Inbound to Duncantel. She should be fresh. She got a nice long rest here in the half. Sparked the second quarter rally and can heat up in a hurry. Bruce right side. Alcorn extending the zone a little bit. Maybe there are gaps to work with. Pass is deflected. See, Deck didn't know that was intended for Davis in the corner, and Alcorn comes up with it. Up ahead, Clark. Thought she was going to shoot that one up. She's been good shooting it, too, and now a foul called on a hold down low, I think. The push actually called on Davis. First team foul on UNO in the quarter is Davis's first personal foul. Bruce is out, and Delgado again. We didn't think she'd sit long. She's back out there. Here's Hall looking to post up. Forces up a shot over Duncantel. Can't get to the go. The follow with the left hand won't go Wheeler. Another rebound Wheeler. I thought she walked, but instead an and one slashing across the lane and banking it in from the left side. And Alcorn back on top of the Privateers. Wow. Delgado called for the foul, or second. Offensive rebounds have been huge for Alcorn here in the game. Winning the battle for second chance points. Free throw up, rattles out. Can UNO clear it? Yes, tapped to Deck, who takes off the other way and doesn't realize Obello's behind her. And Keyshawn Davenport, furious, actually slammed the ball down, wondering what was the hurry there for Deck with nothing there attack-wise. Substitution for New Orleans, Davis out. The guards being Duncantel, Bruce, Deck, and Delgado. The one forward is Cooper. In the corner, pull-up jumper, Delgado rattled in. Again, dribbling to create space against the defense and not forcing it into traffic, but tough mid-range jumpers to hit. She and Deck have hit a couple. Tied at 53. Nearing the 5-minute mark of this final quarter. Obello double team, chance to trap. Duncantel deflects, and that saves possession for Alcorn on the sideline going out of bounds. 12 to shoot. Cooper, like Randall in particular, really mobile forwards, able to come out and trap like that. Hall to work it in. Obello will hold for a second, but the shot clock running down as she's still dribbling near half court with 5 to shoot. Late screen coming from Broughton. Privateers stay smartly with Obello, and that shot couldn't have counted anyway, and they should have stopped play, but Duncantel got it and goes the other way. Now she's stripped from behind. And because the officials didn't stop the play, Clark gets an easy layup all by herself. The ball didn't hit the rim, so UNO should not have been allowed to attack in transition. It wound up working out great for Alcorn. We're tied a moment ago, but they're back up by 55 to 53. 4:15 to go. And now a lazy pass by Bruce. No way that's going to get there. Stolen by Wheeler. Other way with it, lays it in, and UNO needs a timeout. Keyshawn Davenport is beside herself, calling a 30-second timeout. It was a time where you thought New Orleans would take over this game. Instead, Alcorn, a team that's been hammered in 3 road games, their only contest of the season, in position to perhaps grab a huge win for them. Let's give credit to Nathaniel Kilbert, a veteran coach. We talked about this being his first season with the Braves, but the Missouri Valley graduate coached there in Arkansas Pine Bluff. So he's been around the Division I basketball block for a very long time and trying to build something for a Braves team that was picked 9th out of 10 teams in the SWAC in the preseason. But 18 years of experience will go a long way. And he had his team very much ready to play today. Alcorn with a timeout left, and UNO now with 2. Possession arrow pointing the Privateers' way. 2 team fouls apiece. 5 puts you in the 2-shot foul territory. So neither team close at the moment. But now New Orleans down by 4. And facing pressure of the full court variety. Here is Delgado. Oh, she got away with a double dribble. And across the timeline will now slow things up. Absolutely did double dribble there. Now right wing 3, Mia Deck. Well, the break on the other end paying off for Alcorn in the end. This one pays off for the Privateers. It's a 1-point game. Deck now with 13 points, including 3 from deep. Slowing it up, Clark up top. Usually this is Obello, but instead Clark attacks and blows by the entire UNO defense, right side of the lane, and lays it in. Wow. Hard to believe that. Delgado across midcourt quickly. Now doubled. Now having to save it to Deck between the circles. Mia goes to the foul line. DeAnge dribbles inside, finds Cooper, who loses it. Clean catch there, and Cooper has a layup. But the turnover woes have been big for both teams. 24 apiece. Delgado not able to come up with a steal on the pass across the timeline, so now Alcorn will again slow it up. And their starters might be a little bit tired, so shorten the game, it makes sense. You've got a 3-point lead. Inside 3 minutes to go. Dig deep time for New Orleans. Up top, Mitchell feeds to Hall, center of the lane. One dribble, spinning, shooting, and banking it in. 5-point advantage, 61-56 Braves. Privateers in deep trouble. 2:35 to go. Delgado dribbles across the face of the lane, now has it right side. Bruce in the corner to her right, screen from Thomas, 3-ball. Mary Delgado! The long ball. Huge today for UNO to still have a chance. Now within 2. Clark double team, right sideline, comes to the center of the floor and smartly gives it up to the point guard Obello. Now Hall with DeAnge Thomas trying to strip her, dribbles by her, baseline jumper won't go, rebound Delgado. Mary doesn't have numbers, let's see the decision she makes. The right one stops at the arc. 2 minutes to go, 61-59 Alcorn. Here is Delgado. Around the screen, to the hole, and one! Tying the game and a chance to take the lead, Mary Delgado. Huge on 2 straight possessions. 21 points in the game and can put UNO back on top. What a battle this has been. Whew. Definitely going down to the wire. Mary Delgado. An exceptional game for her. Big free throw here for a UNO team that struggled. They're not able to get it, but Deck comes up with a huge offensive board. UNO with another shot here to take the lead. 1:43 left. Delgado goes to the foul line to Cooper. Cooper facing up, puts it on the floor. Backs in, spins, throws up a wild shot, and Alcorn comes up with it off the glass. Got to have a plan there. I don't think Cooper did. 61 all, inside 90 seconds left, fourth quarter. Here is Obello. Stolen away by DeAnge Thomas, intended for Hall. 2-on-1 the other way, Thomas to the hole, lays it in! 2-point UNO lead. As so often she has done as a Privateer, Thomas doing it with defense. Her 3rd field goal of the contest. 10 points in the game. Up ahead, here's Clark. Look down low to Mitchell, now dribbles out. Almost trapped. Goes to the center of the floor. Runner up. Doesn't get the roll. Tapped out, though, to Obello. A new shot clock. 50 seconds left. 16 to shoot. UNO up 2. Down low to Mitchell. Tough catch. Not able to make the layup, but she's fouled. And 2 big free throws coming up. Looked a little off balance, but that was a nice feed. Cooper called for the foul. So here is Mitchell at the line. 12 points in the game. Had a hot start with 6 in the first quarter, and the line drive free throw no good. And that nervous smile comes across her face, followed by a deep breath. She knows how important this is with 41.4 seconds left. Got to box out, though, but she makes it anyway to make it a 1-point game. And somebody's calling a timeout. It'll be Coach Davenport in New Orleans. Privateers leading 63-62. So you set up what you're going to do against the pressure. Foul to give on both sides, so Alcorn not in a position where they want to give one. You'd think with an 11.4 second difference between the shot and game clock, down 1, they want to try to defend here and come up with a stop, and then have a chance to win it if they do. But it's always a measuring situation for a coach, whether you want to lengthen the game or not. But UNO has not been good at the free throw line, shooting now under 50% for the game. But I don't think you want to foul Delgado. He's 2 for 2 at the line and has been clutch on the offensive end throughout. Deck will inbound as UNO, one big benefit of the timeout, able to advance it into the front court. Out there with Cooper, Bruce, and Thomas, and it goes into Delgado. And just what I thought, Alcorn will try to defend straight up here. They hope the worst-case scenario is it's still a one-possession game as long as UNO doesn't score 3 or more here. And Delgado smartly running the clock down. 16 to shoot, 26 left. Delgado sloppy with it, but Deck able to pick up the loose ball on the sideline. 8 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas. Into the corner, Delgado. Looks to drive, stripped away, out of bounds. 5 to shoot with 15.9 left. UNO does have a timeout to use if they want to draw something up, but it looks like verbal instructions to get the decision from the bench to save that timeout. But you need a bucket here, leading by 1. Inbounds to Thomas, who can do things off the dribble. She'll try here attacking. Across the lane, banks it up, won't go. Rebound, though, stolen away by Deck. And she is fouled with 7.5 to go. Deck on the backside with a huge offensive board in a game where Alcorn is dominated in that category. And giving the Privateers a chance to extend the lead, assuming a foul is coming here. Just have to protect it. Just the 4th team foul on the Braves. So they'll be fouling again quickly to put UNO at the line if they can't steal it away. Inbound to Delgado, back to Deck, and she shoots a 3, she makes it! What just happened there? A 4-point UNO lead, now the outlet stolen away and the Privateers are gonna win. Wow, that's not the decision you wanna make, but it wins the ball game. You want to try to dribble out the clock there, and Deck jacked up a 3. And even the officials walking off the floor shaking their head. They couldn't believe that. But Mia Deck drills it from long range. I don't know what to tell you. That's pretty unbelievable. And that sort of sums up this game. This was not UNO's best effort, but Coach Davenport telling a couple of the Alcorn players as they leave the floor, what a good game they played. We talked about something along the lines of confusion that can happen if you get in a close game like this with the holiday break ahead, as Coach Davenport joins me quickly, shaking her head right down to that final decision as Tech hits the 3 to ice it. Not the choice you wanted there, Coach, but that sort of sums up this game. It was helter-skelter at times, but your team finds a way to survive. I know you'd like to take a few days to get into these young ladies before they go on the holiday instead. It wasn't the cleanest effort, and I know you're happy to survive and give a lot of credit to Alcorn, how hard they played to make it a tight game.
Absolutely. I told my team before the game, respect all. Respect everyone that we play and fear none. We know how hard it is to keep these young ladies focused right before Christmas break. It was not pretty at all, but a win is a win. We'll work on everything that we need to work on again when we get back here after the Christmas break, and certainly we have some things that we need to continue to work on.
Well, we know that the turnovers were a problem, but at the same time, with different defensive looks, you were able to force plenty as well, and that was crucial with 26. But we also talked in the pregame how it's good to have a versatile team. You're going to see different matchups. Teams are going to defend you differently. Can you knock down the outside shot, for example, if a team packs in a zone like we saw today? 11 of 22 from deep, and both Mary Delgado and Mia Deck coming up with big shots in particular.
Yeah, that was a big shot there. By Mimi at the end, an ill-advised shot because we didn't have to. Let me tell you that.
It was a different sort of wow from me, Coach.
So we have to definitely understand a score time, clock situation with those young players. That's a big offensive rebound there at the end, and of course, a big turnover there at the end. Again, we have some things that we need to work on. You talk about Mia Deck and Mary Delgado, but I think Trill Bruce. 2 3-pointers were huge and gave us the momentum, and that's huge for her after sitting on the bench for the amount of time that she sat on the bench. And then you take into consideration that Kyla Davis came off and hit one. Again, we talk about it pregame, how many people on the team can shoot the three. All of that is fine and dandy, but if this team don't pick up the defense and become the defensive-focused team that I desire, it's going to be a long conference season for us. I have no good things to say about trading baskets that we did on this end. These 24 turnovers is going to hunt me. This is 4 days off. But again, you take them at this point in this season, during this time, you take them pretty, you take them ugly. A win is a win. And after having a preseason of not knowing if we're going to have competition to play against due to COVID. I just thank God that he has covered our team, and we had not had to shut down yet to come out of the non-conference with the schedule that we have at 500. I'm a grateful coach. I'm humble. I'm grateful. 3-3. Now we get to start the second season, God willing, January the 2nd, praying that, everybody make it back healthy and safe.
And, you get more from a tight victory like this and a 30-point win. You can teach off of so many different moments in this game. So as a coach, as much as you'd like to see a cleaner performance, there's a lot that you can use here, even down to that final shot, to say, this is what we need to do in these situations. We have to keep our poise when we see different defensive looks, when the game gets a little out of control. So that's a lot that's going to help you when you bring this team back and prepare for conference, because they won't be overconfident despite the 3-0 record at home.
No. We don't have anything to have us overconfident right now, but it's just enough to keep us in the area where we can grow. And I'm asking us to grow each game. And I don't know what area I'm looking right now. I really am. I'm looking hard to see where we grew at on here, but I'm quite sure after I look at it pretty well, I'll be able to find it. Every single game we want to work on getting better and getting better and getting better. And, one thing I told them at halftime is, how do you want to end 2020? If this was our last game, because we just never know when that may happen, what do you want your last game to look like? And then just know Stephen F. Austin is going to see this.
Right.
That's your next opponent, the preseason number 1, who has been playing outstanding basketball here in the night. This is what they're going to see. What is it that you want them to see, going into this first game? And I tell you what, when we get back here, we definitely have some things to work on, but a very humble, grateful coach that we pull it out, and again, a win is a win.
No doubt about it, and plenty of positives again throughout the course of non-conference to take into league play. Give us a little preview of what's going on here, how much time the Privateers, not only the players, but your staff will have off, and what it'll look like when you bring things back together. We don't know if another game's going to pop up out of the blue on top of that, but based on what we know now.
We just definitely want to enjoy time with our family. If there's ever been a time that you want to enjoy your family, it's now. So they'll be released right now to go home, and they'll have 4 days. So we'll return on the 26th. We'll return on the 26th, of course. That nice guy, Mr. Suave, COVID, will be waiting for us when we return. We'll take our COVID test, and prayerfully everybody is all well, and we'll get back on the court on the 27th and start preparing for Stephen F. Austin on the 2nd. So it's a much-needed break. It was one that was, thought about, pondered, because during these times we had to make the decision. Are we going to keep them on campus and keep them in the little quote-unquote bubble, or are we going to let them go home? And I just think that, during this time for their mental health, they need a break. Some of them haven't seen their family since they were dropped off in August. So I'm going to encourage them to stay masked up, stay socially distanced, but enjoy their family and enjoy their time at home. And then we'll get back to do what we do on the 27th, God's will.
And hopefully to come back very fresh and ready for as big as it gets for a conference opener.
Oh, yeah. There's never a tougher opponent to open up conference than Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches.
Yes, a battle in Johnson Coliseum coming up. But until then, a chance to enjoy the holidays, Coach. Yes. Without a doubt, I wish you and your family and everyone with Privateers basketball a very happy holidays, yes. Merry Christmas. It's been a tough year. We really need to savor these times with friends and family.
Absolutely, and I just want to say to everyone listening out there, you all have a Merry Christmas and a very happy and prosperous New Year. Please hug your loved ones. Love your loved ones. Time is short. Stay masked up. Socially distance yourselves, because I would love to see you back in the Lakefront Arena in the new year.
Amen, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's Keyshawn Davenport, our team going perfect in the non-conference schedule here in the friendly confines of Lakefront Arena. But it was tough. 66-62 over a very game and capable Alcorn team that must have gained a lot of confidence from their performance today despite the defeat. We'll come back to wrap things up at the Lakefront in a moment, with New Orleans again winning 66-62 to wrap up what we think will be the end of non-conference play here on the Privateers Sports Network.
Can you taste that? It's the deliciously delicious deliciousness of deliciously delicious Coke. Zero sugar deliciousness. Not only is it delicious, but it's also delicious. Coke. Zero sugar.
For a unique American city that is the new standard for reinvention. For a university of all-time dreamers and full-time doers. For research and creative pursuits that propel us and improve lives. For the music that was born here and still moves us. For a living, learning laboratory that is brimming with entrepreneurship and innovation. For a resurgence that makes an entire city UNO proud. For partnerships and internships that erase the line between the classroom and the real world. For a shared journey that capitalizes on our diversity and our tenacity. For those who are determined, the University of New Orleans. The Universities of Louisiana. For your future, for our future.
Toyota of New Orleans is the official sponsor of UNO Athletics, and we're committed to an honest approach of offering our best price on a large selection of new Toyotas and premier certified vehicles to the UNO community. And if you need service, our award-winning, no-waiting service department will get you back on the road in no time. Plus, get preferred pricing when you mention you are a member of the UNO family of students, faculty, or staff. Visit us at 13150 I-10 Service Road in New Orleans, or shop online 24/7 at toyotaofneworleans.com.
Folks wrapping up their work here at Lakefront Arena and ready to head home for the holiday break, wrapping up live home events for New Orleans before Christmas and other varied holidays this time of year, and happy to do so with the 66-62 victory over a very game Alcorn State club today. Jude Young with you to look at the final numbers, where Alcorn wound up shooting 25 of 58 in the game. That is 43%. 3 of 6 from long range, and 9 of 12 at the free throw line. For UNO, a mixed bag, 24 of 54 from the floor. That's 44%, but better in the second half with 50% shooting overall. But here's a key. UNO 11 of 22, 50% from deep, and facing a whole lot of zone today. That was crucial to pull it out, despite just going 7 of 15 from the free throw line. You got out-rebounded today, and that was a problem. 38-31, a surprise there. Alcorn also winning on the offensive glass 15-11, and that led to some second-chance points, but UNO coming up with a couple of important offensive rebounds late that helped pull things out. Turnovers, there were a bunch of them. 26 for Alcorn, but 24 for New Orleans, particularly early, 10 first-quarter turnovers, but UNO able to turn that around and deal with the challenge today. We look at key numbers otherwise. The bench, led by the player of the game, Mary Delgado. 21 of 32 bench points for New Orleans as the reserves for the Privateers outscore the Braves by 20 in total. Individual scoring, Curtis Clark leading the way for the Braves with 19 points. She was 8 of 12 from the floor. Also had 3 assists and 3 steals. 13 points for Deja Mitchell. Did a lot of her damage early in the game. Also came up with 6 rebounds. And 11 points for Diamond Hall. And she came up with the big plays late as Alcorn simply wouldn't go away and had a chance to come away with a victory in this one. And Asia Wheeler off the bench, nearly 20 minutes of action. Just 4 points, but she had 10 big rebounds to help the Braves win the battle on the glass. But as mentioned, Delgado, 8 of 11 shooting, 3 of 4 from deep, 21 points to lead all scores. Had 3 assists and 3 big steals to lead UNO in that category as well. Mia Deck, look, her shooting was important, 16 points. That shot at the end, hey, it was nothing but net, and that put the game away to provide the final margin of 4. DeAndre Thomas had 10 points and also 3 rebounds, and what she was able to do is make things happen defensively as she always does. Drew a couple of charges, credited with 2 steals, but had multiple deflections and led the Privateers in assists as well with 4 of them. Other scorers, Treya Bruce with the 2 big threes in the second half, finished with 6 points. 5 points for Kyla Davis. She had a big three-pointer, as Coach mentioned, as well. Jada Duncantel, just 4 points, but she was better as a lead guard, distributor, and a defender, and played a complete game in those other areas. 2 assists, 2 steals, and she wound up leading the Privateers in rebounds with 7 of them. 2 points apiece for Zoe Cooper and Xana Cordes. Cordes getting banged up early in the game after starting, only playing 4 minutes. Erin Randall didn't score, but she came up big on the boards as well with 6 of them. Brianna Ellis didn't score in her 8 minutes, didn't take a shot from the field. But the Privateers do what they need to do in the end to improve to 3-3 on the year and a perfect 3-0 at Lakefront Arena as Alcorn falls to 0-4. Next up for New Orleans, as mentioned, barring an unknown at this point potential added non-conference game, and there's room for multiple one of those on the schedule, if at all possible, then it will be the opener in Southland Conference play on January 2nd, a doubleheader at Stephen F. Austin. That's a Saturday right after New Year's, of course, and we'll have both of those games for you. First on UNOPrivateers.com for the women's game, and following that will be the men's contest. Pregame will start at 1:45 for the Lumberjacks and the Privateers on the women's side. Nash Icon will carry the men's game, as always. Tip-off scheduled for 4:30 in that contest. Jude Young wrapping it up from here. Thanks to the Marriage, Chip, and Matt, Calvin Quayle, Matt Schaefer, everybody else in sports information who helps make it happen in Privateer Athletics. Happy holidays, and take care of yourselves. Be safe, as Coach says, and we'll be back with you at the latest right after the start of the new year for more Privateers basketball as Southland Conference play begins. Until then, take care.